When I was actually working on this, I had to make a choice for a program. In my case, I had a program, I bought it in Canada because our World Para Volley and also the people from America were using this program. You will have some information about that. The only thing I cannot show you is that we have no connection with internet, Antoine, not here. So I can show you here the website as a word, but I cannot show you the website itself. So perhaps if you're interested, we can make whatever, somewhere where the internet is possible, we can, but I don't know. Perhaps we can talk about that later. So the start is that this disc, I have it also physical, I have it in my pocket here. This disc, this DVD, is meant to be information for you, but also information for the ones who are the tutors, like Mosaad and me. We can show you things and say, okay, this is what we like to do. And I will show you directly also what kind of things are being copied, and then you get it as a handover. So this is the second part, and you can read yourself, just very short. I go back. No, that's not working. So we go here, and back again. And if that's not working, we go back. So you have to see every time again, if that's a possibility, okay. This is something in general what you should know, but you see it's not working now. I hope this one is working. Yes, I know you won't like some parts so that you can go back, I'm sure. Look if it's there it is. But perhaps you have a question about this movie now at this moment, while I try to get some order in thing that we have here. I told you about 1.5 minutes. Is it true what I said about you see now what's in volleyball is in 1.5 minutes, and you can take some ideas away from people who are not involved? Please, go on. I have to reorganize this. Okay. And then we go again to this part. Yes, I know. Here you have all the things that we have in the next pages as information for us to give away, but also to show what is going on. Like for instance, the Coaches Commission is a commission which is, I told you already, 8 people from the zones and me as a chairman. But we only started 1.5 years. So you cannot expect that you then, without visiting each other, without seeing each other in tournaments, get a maximum result. So you have to work on that and try to find out, if I work with Mosaad, how to do. Because he's from Egypt and that's different from my culture. So that's something that is it's only your way when you are trying to develop in your own country. Volley slide, I told you already. They have a page here, and I cannot show the website, but you can read what is being put here. You see, then I would like to have the website, but it's not there. So I'm going to the resources, and it's the same. It's also on the website, workshop, YouTube, blogs. If you have the possibility on your own mobile or somewhere in your computer, just look for Volley slide, and then you can open a lot of things. I cannot do that here, so it's a pity, but it's just like that. But there are a lot of interesting things to look. And then we can, as a tutor, we can go back to, okay, you have Volley slide, now you have the documents. And the documents are the level 1 handbook. You will get this level 1 handbook. I gave it to Anton, and you will get a copy of it, because in the level 1 handbook, there's a lot of information about what is being written in the theoretical exam. So you have to think about that, how to study that in these 5 days. Then coaching principles, just short. These are things that we have been telling you this morning already for a while, but it's good to hear and to see. Then the technical syllabus has to do with the things that you will get for the practical exam, warming up, cool down, fundamentals, and so on and so on. But also you get here a copy from this information. Again, if there are questions, please raise them. The examination will be a part on the practical and a part on the theoretical. I'm not going to tell you anything about that now, but we have to make a follow-up and give this a little bit more as information to you. Now we have this intro skills and drills. Oh, let's go back. Some things that you can remember, you don't have to write it down, because I think it's just something that you would like to share with other people. And there are general presentations, and it will be a PowerPoint presentation, which you can do as a slide. But in this presentation, we have a lot of things who are also in the handbook. The handbook is the thing that you will get as soon as it's been copied. And this is the thing that Peter Carter was doing in Kigali, in Rwanda. It was a little bit more than we did in Kenya, and we tried to improve, we tried to make it better and better. But you have a lot of things, and I think this one is important. It's also in the handbook, that the basic knowledge of volleyball for everybody is important. If you don't have it, it's not a problem. You can always get to your country and say, I would like to have some more information about volleyball. But basic experience and knowledge in volleyball and its implications for athletes with an impairment is of course very important. And we will tell you a little bit about that. I think the ones who are just going to the classification course, they have some more information about who is going to play. But it's also an item that you can ask for. You say, hey, what about this handicap or that handicap? Can they play? Are they allowed to play sitting volleyball? And then we have a nice discussion about that, I think. I think it's important this part, the participants receive the World Volleyball certificate for full participation only. And it's a certificate, but certificate is for the ones who are good enough to follow the course, but who are not good enough to be the coach directly and have a diploma. So you get a diploma if we, the theoretical and practical exam, have the idea you can follow up in your country with the information. Well, this is a program that we have somewhere. Administration's portfolio I told you already about. Make notes, ask questions, theoretical, that's it. The second one is also a general presentation. I can show you, but I think I'll make the hop to the toolkit, because the toolkit is showing all the technical parts of sitting volleyball and showing why, if it works, of course, by just photos in a movie. And talking about sitting and moving. Well, this is not the thing that you did this morning, but sometimes it looked like the same.
One thing you have to concentrate about the hand. Look, all the players will hold the hand. This point you have to start.
And it's different. It's not like the whole world has to do it like that. I think it's clear that depending on what handicap you have, your impairment, you have to adjust yourself to the best position possible to play. And it's not always the same. You have to look at your players and say, okay, this is a double amputee. This is, and Dennis told you this morning already, I think, about this double amputee, that he has very often a situation of lifting, and so you have to use. I have also some information about lifting, and I will show you. Well, I think if this video is working, it's a very important one. Screaming, yelling, whatever you like, it's in there. But the best part is the moving part. You see, everybody is moving. Everybody knows what to do. Until the end, everybody's moving in Egypt as well. And he knows which players are down. Because they like to communicate with another player. That's good, of course. But sometimes they blame each other. And that's not good. But he's responsible for the best result. And I think Egypt is still one of the leading countries in the world. So the video 2 I won't show you because it's boring. Just what we did this morning is on the video. And I think warming up, perhaps it's good to see, because you have your warming up without and with the ball. And of course, you need the things that you have got from your trainer, because the trainer says, okay, I would like to have you doing this or that. And that's, for every team it's different. I won't show you everything because then it will be midnight. Service, reception, setting. Yeah, just give me a word. What should I show? Because not everything is boring or is exciting.
Setting.
Again?
Setting.
Setting? And if you talk about setting, you talk about the system that the team is following. Is it with everybody is setter, or are we 3 setters, or 2 setters, or perhaps 1 setter, and the rest is attacker? It's possible, and we can show that in our practical sessions if you like to see them. And the setter should be the one who is moving best, because he has, from every position, he has to go for it. And I think that's something that if you have a team, you have to make a choice for what kind of system am I going to play. This is something that she's on one hand she's attacking, and the other one is in the air. There are more possibilities. One hand next to you, or just moving, and you will see perhaps the picture or the video I showed you about moving with the Egyptian team. Then you saw that some people are just hands in the air. If the set is perfect, then you can sit there. If not, you have to move. But I will show you if we are going to practice. You have to wonder, if you look at the pictures, what is lifting or what is not lifting. And that's something that we are going to talk about. But sometimes you have the idea of people are just going to lift. And lifting is something that happens a lot at the net, not in the background. And it depends on the referee if he is going to let them play. Sorry?
I see in the video there. They
Little,
also have a libero player.
a little bit louder, sorry.
I see in the video they also have a libero player. Libero player.
Libero, yes.
Libero player, okay, yeah.
So if I just may ask, the sitting volleyball, basically all the rules of FIVB also applies, but there's certain points that, like the lifting part and stuff like that.
Yeah. We take, in general, we take all the rules from FIVB. But there are some rules like service block. You have no service block in volleyball. Yeah. Some time ago there was service block in volleyball. And then he said, don't do it because the guys are just jumping and like a basketball player and they make a point. So it was out. I think for me it would be wise to have, for instance, no service block. Why? Because you get a better service, that's one, more risk. And you get a better reception, because now if there are 3 big guys at the net making service block, I cannot see where the ball is coming from. The service is just an easy one, a lot of times, so that the attack is very good. But I think everything should be okay, and this is something to think about for the future. It's not, I'm just thinking about it, so it's not put on paper. But you said something about the libero?
Yes.
It's the same as
Same as FIVB. So the libero also enters and exits like, you know.
Yeah, it is.
We have only 15 points different between sitting and standing volleyball. Okay. This like court size, net, and lifting and look for the surface, but almost the same. And the touch of the net, the high or down, is now in the normal volleyball not allowed to touch in the net, but in sitting volleyball allowed to touch the net from down, but don't change the higher of the net.
And the crossing of the arm with your leg.
You mean about lifting?
The net.
You sit in front.
Yeah, you sit in front.
Sit in front, and your leg is.
And your leg is going under.
Yeah.
Is it a fall?
It's not a fault.
So it.
You cross the
If you don't hit
the
the other one at the net.
Okay.
If you do it because what I will hit him, then it's a foul. But the referee should see that. But usually I never see it that they whistle for it. And because they, especially the ones with the legs, they must somewhere try to get adjustment and to feel comfortable at the net. More questions? Yes? Can you hear what he's saying? Because
Yes.
for me it's a little bit...
Yeah.
You are a coach, you have high voice.
Yeah, I saw in the first slide a second player kicking the ball.
So you contact again, or high voice, they can't hear.
He said that the player kicked the ball.
Yeah.
I guess it comes back to the rules that say you can touch ball with any part of your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a normal good ball. You can kick ball by all the parts of your body. By your legs, you can use your legs also.
And then you can say if somebody, you saw it in the moving video, that one player was just kicking the ball with his feet. Yeah, and then you say, but the double amputee cannot do that. It's not true, because I know people with a double amputee who can hit the ball here as hard as possible. So it depends on, we have a rule that we say sitting on the floor means you can play. If you play and you move, then you have to play at the moment you hit the ball with your buttocks or one part of your upper body. So if I go for the ball in a rolling situation or in a pancake, what you saw, then my upper body is touching the floor, but my buttocks are not. But that's okay. That's no problem. The only thing that the referee is whistling for, and he makes this signal, is that you come higher than sitting on the floor, especially in the block and the attack situation. But usually, the lifting part is not in the background. It's always at the net. Sometimes some player just lifts himself and just get a better reception position.
So the lifting part only counts for the block and spiking. For instance,
I cannot follow because there's a lot of room here.
Not only for service or block. You can make a lifting in back zone. If you go to around the back as a ball and you stand up to play sport, it's not allowed. All time you're going to touch the ball, you have to be on the floor. You can stand up and go walk if you can, but when you're coming to touch the ball, you have to be touched.
Yeah, but this walking is not allowed anymore.
Okay.
Some years ago, a player which has a good real impairment, but could stand up and walk to the ball, which is far away. People said this is not sitting volleyball. So then it was cut out.
My actual question before everything else is, my question is, the lifting, is it only at spiking and blocking? But, for instance, the setter. Is the setter allowed to lift and set the ball to another player for spiking, or is the setter not allowed?
Not allowed for all skills. You can play service and you make a lifting in service, it's not allowed. Not allowed for any skills. All time, you must be touched.
But you said something about a setter. What do you mean by setter?
The setter.
Yeah.
The person that's setting, for instance, he picks up the ball comes to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to set outside for him to attack.
Yeah.
But I lift and I set. I lift myself, but then I set.
You have to
But it's
move.
not crossing the net. Just setting for him to attack.
Yeah.
Spiking.
Yeah.
I'm not even allowed.
But the setting should be at the moment that they're on the floor. And then it's the set, wherever it's going. Is it in front of you? Is it far away to the outside of the net? Or it's at the back, everything, but they should sit on the floor. And then the next session is the attack. What is happening with the attack? A lot of players, I have been experienced that in Poland during the World Championship, that all of a sudden the referees were whistling for the lifting in attack for Iran. Iran is a team which have the capacity of training per day 7 to 8 hours per day, and they were always top of the teams. And all of a sudden, a referee was going to whistle for this lifting. And if you look now, I'm going to show you some of the lifting. It was two. But if you are going to whistle for lifting, you should do it for both teams, not for only one team. Okay? Question?
One thing is very important when you start learning your players, that to be equipped for the players to make a lifting all time. All time you must say no lifting, because the player doing that as usual, he will not stop to lifting. Some teams now, some players now, all time lifting. As Yauka said now, Iran lost the set against Brazil, 12 stakes from lifting from attack. So you give other team 12 players without playing. Just you come to attack and lifting, the referee whistle for another team get a point. So when you start learn, you to be take care from that the players always lifting. All time say no lifting, no lifting. Some coaches learn players how to can make a lift. It's not good. It's not right. I see myself, one coach learn a player how to can make a lift. No, it's not sitting ball. Sitting volleyball must be sitting ball. Sitting ball.
2008, Beijing. It was the match for the bronze between Egypt and Russia. And the Russians have players, most of them have one leg amputee. And they are going to lift every time again. But I was a little bit counting on this number of lifting. I think in 5 sets, it was 25 times they were lifting. In all kinds of situations, no whistling. Can you imagine in a 5 set and 25 points for the other because they were lifting and no whistling? Then you lose the game. Not only on that, but it's not clear that you should do it or not. And therefore the referee level is improving step by step. Because I can tell you, if you are a good referee in city volleyball, you will be a very good level volleyball referee. Why? Because the city volleyball is much more quicker than volleyball. So you have to decide the next situation within seconds. And in volleyball, okay, whistle. In city ball, next, I forgot to whistle, but okay, play. Yeah, just like that, just to have a funny expression. So it's very difficult for the referees to have. But if a referee, like in Beijing, afterwards comes to me and says, you were unlucky with the game. It was a Dutchman. I said, unlucky? You should have been more whistling for lifting. Oh, he said, that's not my job. The one who was the second should do that. And the second was not whistling. Because he is a referee, for instance, from a country where the development of city volleyball is not that high. But he is a good referee in volleyball. That doesn't mean he is a good referee in city volleyball. I don't blame anyone for it. It was our fault as well, because we should have done more. But in general, the referee part is very, very important. But I will show you now something about lifting. Especially with the camera on this side, because you can see it's lifting or not. Look at the right side, it's the Brazil team. It's going to play against Iran. but the hitting of the Brazilians and the hitting of the Iranians is different. Different in the way of the Brazilians do like to hit, and they work a lot with a lot of power. But they are a lot times too late with the hitting. Then you see that they touch with the ball the net. The Iranians are so really very good in spiking that they hit the ball always on the highest point. They don't touch the net. Of course, in a match it will be. But this is something that's the difference between a team that knows how to hit and a team that really knows how to hit. Yeah, in a technical way. Because the camera is on the height of the buttocks. But the referee is standing here and just looking at that, and he cannot see it. And some of the referees are just going on their knees and look what is happening there. It's not good.
This player had more mistakes in lifting than that. Now, this one, this player.
If he uses internet with that
Yes.
block and so on, yeah, he's doing that. That's right.
But you can see different way for attack. By assistant hand, or you have to your hand in the air. You see some players make a system by hand in the back, left or right, go attack by this hand. And some players make two hands in the air like this. So more of using hand in the back make a lifting, because this hand is pushing down and your body come up. But if you put both of your hand in the air, not so much can you lift. So you have to choose which way to learn this. But this depends on the body ability to do. Some players can attack without assist from hand. Other can do that very easy. Like Russian team, if you see Russian team, almost time hands in the air, both of hands.
Question? Does also impact in terms of the contact point on the if your arm is in the position? So the shoulder will drop it.
Yes.
And if you are higher, you will higher.
This is very important. If you're using both of your arms in the air, you have higher, then make your hands down. Then you come more a little bit down.
That's
So-
why touching the knee.
Yes.
It depends on what you like most and what the trainer says, okay, you have to do this or that. But to be at the maximum length, you showed already, you have to turn a little bit. And What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with it as a trainer or as a player? And of course, the maximum result is making a point out of this. Huh?
Can we just clarify on the lifting? You have to have your bum between your bum and your shoulder on the ground, then you're on point. If you rock up, so you've got one cheek of your bum on the ground, but one is off, can you just confirm if that's lifting or not?
I cannot follow that. You're just talking about attack.
So if you've got if you're lifting and you're attacking, you've got your two bum cheeks,
Yeah.
but you rock up, so one is still on the ground, but one is off the ground.
It's correct, not a problem.
That's fine, because part of your bum is still on the ground.
If it's one part of your buttocks, it's still contact.
Yes.
And it depends on where is the ball and how can I move towards the ball and what is my body doing. Yeah? The best way is to be in balance at the moment that you hit the ball, that you know where to go. Because you can make a choice. And the quick one is only just hitting. But if it's a little bit higher, you can say, okay, I should be there, I should be outside with the hands. So that's a lot possible. But it depends on your ability and the ability of the trainer who says, I like to do this or that. But you can make all kind of investigations with, let's say, with movement videos, very, very good videos, and say, well, look at this, look at that. In sitting volleyball, it's difficult because there is a huge range of difference between the impairments. There's nothing the same as you say. You have a double amputee here. Okay, the one from Iran, the setter, is a double amputee, but he's lazy. Still, he's not moving too much, but going up to make a block. And if nobody is going to whistle, he is doing it again. So these are some major questions, and I think I gave the paper to have a copy of. Is that true? So don't read them, but see there is a lot of questions to say. Okay, I like to read it, and you can get it as a handout. I must say. Okay. Then I go back to my original program, and I would like to show you some of the matches we have recorded. Which one is, I think,
is a very good player from Bosnia.
I think the Bosnians have two setters, very, very good, but they can spike as well. And that's important, of course. But you see here that if you don't have a good service, they can make a reception directly to an attacker. So they play in two instead of three. And you saw the attacker of Bosnia, it is the setter, you directly hit the ball. And then you are not ready as a block. So they are very smart in things like that, to make a solution in that moment. a bad move from number 5. It was setting, but it was 2 times. So then you see that the referee is whistling for that. It's the same as in volleyball.
You can see how much they are moving, Libero in Brazil team. Look how much moving. All time, with all touch for the ball, he have one moving. Look at Libero in Brazil. Moving all time. With all touch, he moves.
This is what I told you about this service block. The one from Brazil was serving very easy over the block and out. So that's his choice. I think if we have no service block anymore, everybody can try to make a very good service. And then you say, well, what about the reception? Will the reception then still be there? Yes, of course, because you are a trainer, you are a player, you are going to work for that. So every time when you change some part in the system, you can expect that the next move is the reception will be better and more like this instead of that. Player from Brazil doing there, the one who is on the set on the position 6. He's doing this. What would you like to do?
This was call for rotational fault or you would like to substitute.
Sometimes there's a lot of fuss about the game. Then you don't know exactly where you are, in what position. And he is asking for this was probably the captain, and it's asking for what is the rotation, who's on which number. Perhaps I say something that you say rotation number. What do you mean? I will tell you in court. On Mosaad instead of in court. Never mind. It will be the same. The second referee is now looking at the table and says, who's the one who is at the service?
find it here. This is number 12.
No connection. So I will exit. Can you put it online? It really is too much to show and to give away, because we try to make this video as complete as possible. But there are always things that in your mind say, hey, what about that? What about that? Inform us so that we can see if we can implement things like that for the future. It gives a good idea, doesn't it? About all kind of things? Yeah? Oh, other questions? Yes, go on.
Some of the clips, again, it's
Then we'll allow.
some of the video clips that you showed us on the website. Are there some of these clips on the website?
Yeah.
Some of the game clips.
Some of
Yes, they
Games
are.
for
Some of
class.
the game clips.
They are.
The video clips. Can we find some of it on
Yes.
the website?
Yeah, you can find all World Championship in website in YouTube. Have a channel for World Cup. You can find all the matches played in World Cup. Just you can write.
Try to go to Volley Slide. Volley Slide gives you all the information you need. You can go to World Organization, World Paravolley.org, and there you can find also all kinds of things. But you have to get yourself used to what information do I need? That's the first question. And where is it? Where can we find it? If you say, I like to see some of these matches or some of these parts for my own country, then perhaps we can send it or transfer or whatever. And we have possibilities enough.
When I was thinking of this, I was watching this. If I think some of this footage can show in your video step by step.
Yeah,
See, there's some movements on the court,
yeah.
which one can go by frame through, get it into a mind.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
That is
something
what
that
you should do.
yeah,
That is what you should do. Follow through like this, follow through like this.
But this is a question that you can raise to Mosaad and say, my country or my club or my organization is asking for ta, 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 ta. And then you send it to Mosaad and Mosaad says, okay, I got it. I will send it to you. Or I will take care that it's coming to you. So then you have more information. We are not saying that we have all the information that you need, because your situation is unique. It's the first one for your country. Yeah? So therefore you have to work from this point until whatever you achieve. I would like to have a break for
Just to
15
add.
minutes. Sorry.
Just to add about the video material, all the games from the Paralympics, the last one in London, all the matches are available on YouTube. So if you just Google London 2012 sitting volleyball, there'll be a huge match, and it's literally the whole match, all the sets.
Yeah. And if long, 2012, if you write, you can watch it, World Championship. All the matches, 3 courts.
Just a last question. With regards to macro attacking, backward. Is the backward player allowed, his feet allowed in the front court?
In the normal volleyball allowed?
There's no more verbally no, but it jumps
Yeah.
before the line, context.
You mean the attack line?
Yes.
The attack line.
Yes.
So is it position now? It's
Is it position of the feet?
Right.
Position of the feet
Yes.
or position of the contact? Go backward.
Okay.
And it's the same position, same situation as in volleyball.
Okay, so your feet need to be behind.
Yes. Or everything in volleyball,
Yeah.
in normal volleyball by foot. If you touch the line by foot,
Yes,
it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay? In sitting volleyball, by back from this side. If you go inside,
Yes.
it is wrong.
And then you
In
make,
the serve, leg is okay. You can put your leg inside.
You do the class already.
Okay?
no, no,
But in your back, moving inside is a mistake. If touch line, it's a mistake. In surface or attack from back zone.
Only on defense.
In fence,
On
On
defense.
defensive play.
Spike.
It depends, again, I told you already, if you look at the court, and there are two referees. In standing volleyball, the referees are just looking at that.
Yes.
In sitting volleyball, they have to look over there. So they cannot see everything what is happening with your buttocks. Where are they moving? Are they over the line or not? So, and therefore some of the referees, I'm glad that they just now say, don't do it. But they are just sitting on the floor or on their knees and look, this lifting. That's crazy because the audience, how can they understand what he's doing? Is this guy crazy? No. He's doing his job, but in his way. So I think in general, a lot of things, because it's so quick, they don't see it. And then the next action is already going.
and one thing is very important as a normal volleyball. When you the referee whistle the mistake, when the ball high to the net or down, so you can go by your inside the front zone, but the ball under the net, so it's not attack.
Yes.
Okay, this is the same in normal football. Okay, and the same in liberal. Liberal if you go front zone and make setting,
Yeah.
it's okay. If you coming and down the net and back the court of the another side, it's okay. But if you make attack, it is wrong. Understand? It's clear.
You said that there's, within the FIBB rules and the PARA rules, there's about 15 points.
Yes.
It's different.
Yes.
Do we have such?
Okay. I have to find it. I have to find it. So I have a comparison between sitting and this.
The difference is
Difference between sitting and standing.
No, you can
Easy if you can just point out the 15 points. Then
Yes.
one can compare it with the.
It's okay. I will find it in my laptop.
But I have my chapter 4, which you are going to copy. Chapter 4 means that it's the final chapter I was writing in a simple book of sitting volleyball. It shows a lot of photos of all kinds of matches, and at the end I have a chapter in which I make a lot of exercises, playful exercises. Apart from that, it was this morning that we were just doing some exercise to have fun, that's going on. But in this part, there's also something about the court and about the rules. So perhaps it's good to look at that and say, I don't understand it, well then ask me. Okay? We have